Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's episode of Intuitive Angling, and much appreciated you guys making some time out of your day to watch the video and spend some time with me, because today guys, I'm going to show you my favorite rod to fish moving lures with that you have to put action on. Now there's a lot of lure categories out there like topwaters and jerkbaits and crankbaits that you actually have to manipulate to get the fish to strike the lure. And there's one rod today that I want to show you guys that actually is absolutely the best for that type of lure category. So we're going to go over that in today's episode. I'm also, guys, quick invitation. I'd like to invite everybody, if you haven't considered, to please hit that subscribe button here at Intuitive Angling. If you guys hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share the video is a good way to support the channel, and really appreciate that. Okay guys, the rod I'm going to show you today, this is the Megabass P5 110 Special in the Destroyer line. So in other words, the Destroyer P5 110 Special rod. Guys, this rod's been out for a while. Absolutely my favorite rod for the lures we're going to talk about in today's video. First of all, let me show you a little bit about the components and the quality of construction on this. This is a higher end rod, and you get what you pay for on rods. I'll tell you one thing about fishing rods, guys. If you're trying to save money on fishing tackle, there's certain things you can save money on, but do not try to skimp if you possibly can get away with it with your rod, because a rod is like a golf club. It's got to feel perfect. Bass fishing is a game of feel. It's a game of maneuverability. And, you know, by having a quality rod, it's a really good investment in order to, it just helps you catch more fish with a better rod. But anyway, guys, the P5 110 Special here, first of all, things I really like about it, you got the titanium guides on here. Now these titanium guides, another reason this is a high quality rod, it's like the components on these rods, there's no expense spared on them. The titanium is the lightest, strongest guide material that you have. I mean, these things last forever. They're just built for stout, super sensitive, super light. Next thing you're going to notice on any type of a reel is the quality of components on the reel seat here. Ergly dynamic here, ergly, however you pronounce that. But anyway, the components that you have on the reel seat here, as far as how they feel in your hand and how they stand up to use, is a big thing. Now, one of the things you'll notice about a lower end rod is the reel seat on here will strip out real easy. Not on the Megabass P5, guys. This thing will last a lifetime. Fits perfect in your hand. And this is a 6-foot 11-inch rod, which is the length that you need for what we're going to talk about in the lure categories. And another aspect of it is to have a shorter handle. This handle here is like 8 or 9 inches long, which is critical for what we're going to talk about on the lure category that this rod is for. Okay, now let's talk about what you want to use the P5 110 Special for. 110 Special, Megabass Vision 110, obviously a lot of people love this for a jerkbait. I personally throw my jerkbaits on the P5 Megabass Addermine spinning rod, but a lot of guys are comfortable with the bait caster. So if you're looking for a great rod for a jerkbait, you're not going to find anything better than the 110 Special. The reason this is so good with the 110 Special and the other lure categories we're going to talk about is the lightness of the rod and this short handle, because the short handle allows you to make the action and get that jerk on the rod like that without it hitting your forearm. Now, the problem you have on a lot of rods out there is you cast them out there, and when you're working that jerk bait like that, that rod handle's too long, and it'll peg you against your forearm here. But on this Megabass, it's short, it doesn't interfere with anything, and making this rod, the butt section of, or the handle of it, shorter, it allows you to get that quick snap like that. Because if you have a rod that has a long handle, and if your rod is over 7 foot long, the snap that you have on a jerkbait like that is a lot more lethargic. Prime example, guys, you take like the 610 Megabass here, and you work your jerkbait on it, and then you put a 7 foot rod on with a longer handle, it'll feel like you've lost all your feel and all your control over the bait. So the combination of the rod length and the handle length is, just perfect for working that. I consider this a medium power rod, medium action. A lot of people get offended when I say medium action. I consider it a medium action rod. It's got what I call, a medium stiff butt section on it. And it's got just a nice perfect taper for those moving baits on it. I call this medium action for the most part. So the characteristics of the rod as far as the performance of it is what's going to be in line for what we're going to talk about. Okay, let's talk about, also guys, I will link this rod in my Tackle Warehouse description if you guys would like to pick one up. Again, it's the 110 special. I'll put the P5 Destroyer megabass rod link in the Tackle Warehouse link in the description of the video if you guys want to pick one up there. Okay, let's talk a little bit about lures that you want to fish this on. First of all, the jerkbait's going to be really good with it. You know, manipulating that jerkbait with an action. The other rod or the other baits that I throw on this thing are most all my topwaters. If you're fishing a topwater that you have to put action on, like a Zerspook or megabass diamante, or like a pop R or a pop max, some type of a chugger like that, or a prop lure, anything that you got to go like this, perfect rod for a topwater rod. This is the only rod that I use for topwaters unless I'm throwing something really big like a whopper plopper or something. Then I'll use a little bit heavier rod. But for most of my favorite topwaters, which a walking topwater is probably my favorite, I'm going to use that 110 special. But for me, the workhorse of this rod is a crankbait. This is the rod I fish almost all my crankbaits on. You know, I fish all my square bill crankbaits on it. I fish all my medium running crankbaits on it. I even fish some deeper divers once in a while on it if they don't pull real hard. But this 110 special, the length and the action of that tip is perfect for crankbait fishing. It's like that's what I use it for, you know, probably 80% of the time. Again, like I said, I fish my jerkbaits on a spinning rod, but 80% of the time I'm throwing my crankbaits on that 110 special, and the other 20% of the time I'm throwing a topwater lure. And other things you can work on it is like you can, you know, like a swim bait. You can throw like a little 3 or 4 inch swim bait on it. Perfect situation for that. Anything that's sort of in that range of, you know, 10 to 20 pound line, it works really good. But main thing, guys, just wanted to introduce you to this P5 megabass rod. If you guys are looking for one like that, if you're rod shopping, you guys will not be disappointed in this. This is a rod that's going to last you a lifetime. You know, everybody knows the attention to detail and the quality of megabass is second to none. So anyways, I'll put that link in the description if you guys would like to check it out there. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. We'll talk later.